Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for coming to the podcast. Today, we have a really special guest, Izzy Reign. Izzy, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, guys.
Hi. How have you been? It's been like a week since I saw you.
Yeah, I know. Great. Not much has changed.
So
hot.
Your hair's changed, though.
Yes.
Guys, if you didn't know, and if you haven't followed Izzy Reign on TikTok, first off, go follow Izzy Reign on TikTok. She likes to change her hair. The last time I was over there like a week ago, your hair was like orange or something. I'm partially colorblind, so it doesn't even
Yeah. Probably.
And now it's like a really vibrant pink, or is it purple? Yes. I just can't tell with the video.
You got just as good as guess as I do.
That's fair enough. You know what? It looks freaking
pink.
It looks freaking dope.
It is dope.
Do people still say dope, or am I getting old?
No.
Anyway.
No. We can always say dope, and it's okay.
We can always, yes. You know what? That's my next tattoo.
I used to dye my hair back when I had hair. And that was a time ago.
Oh,
yeah. It's probably much easier now, you know.
Dude, Pat had a beard down to his like chesticles, right? And one day he just shaved it and sent me a photo and literally caught me off guard. I almost fell back in my seat. And I wonder if that's what it's like when I shave my beard and people see it.
Did I ever show you when I dyed my beard blonde?
No.
Yeah.
But that is going to be a text message that I look forward to.
Okay, so for Halloween, I go out and like it's got to be accurate, you know. Right. So I went as like bearded Aquaman, and he's got a blonde beard, not a brown beard. So I made
you straight up bleached your beard.
I bleached it. Yeah.
Did you do anything fun after it, like color it or like put like glitter in it?
I don't know. Bleaching was plenty. It took like 2 or 3 times. So,
oh my God.
And it was real intense, man. I mean, that's on your face. It burnt. I
was going to say, that sounds painful. I've done my eyebrows, but not, saving the beard,
that smell doesn't like when I dye my hair, it has that like, that smell.
Imagine that like right on your mustache, bud.
Oh,
yeah. You got to get the whole thing.
No. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, enough about that. Izzy, thank you for being at the podcast. We really appreciate you being here. And it's really fun to have my friends on the podcast.
Well, you're very welcome.
Yeah. So tell us about yourself. Give us a little intro into who you are, what you do. I know that you just released I think you just released another song. Or did you just tell me about that? You might have just told me about that and I'm projecting.
It's been actually a little bit now, about a year, I think, since the last time I released anything.
All right, so tell us about it. Tell us about it.
It was the only reason I've actually blown up on TikTok, which makes no sense whatsoever, but it's the cover for This Is Halloween. Yeah. And it's me and a bunch of other featured people on it.
Yeah. And you did that a while ago, though, right?
Yeah, it was last year, October. And for some reason, April of this month, it decided to blow up. So
it's getting close to Halloween. People are just prepping, getting ready.
That's true. Yeah. That's a wave you could ride real quick.
I know. Awesome. They're just tired of the heat. Me too. We're all ready for fall.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I'm just ready for Halloween in general. It's my favorite time.
No, I think it's because I get to brag a little bit. I got to hear the next one that you're doing.
Oh yeah.
And it slaps, dude. Like it slaps. I can't say what it is, but it slaps.
Yeah, definitely grateful to be in the situation I'm in with the people I live with and their writing and production skills and all that fun stuff. So that's makes things quite easy.
Yeah.
What really got you started in music?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of a weird story, actually. So my dad is like a, hair metal drummer. And so music's kind of already been in my life for a long time. However, I was the kid who was like, I don't want to be like my parents. So I didn't listen to any form of rock music until like Panic at the Disco came out.
That's an odd place. Like in your life right now, there's an odd place for you to be right now with living with who you live with.
I know.
And having that mindset.
But I mean, I've always wanted to do music. I just switched from like R&B music to you know, being pretty much a power vocalist and like more rock type music or style, at least for the most part. But
that's awesome.
I mean, it kind of sums it up. And the Enter Shikari music video, Sorry You're Not a Winner, was my actual switch in my brain to like to want to be like in a band.
Right on.
I mean, like if you had to pick any, that'd be the one.
That's a good band right there.
It really is. Okay. Well, with that all said, you know, I know we had talked about I know we had talked about TikTok like a little bit just a second ago. But you know, that's actually one of the reasons why we were like, oh, hey, she makes music. This is freaking sick. And like TikTok is just
I know.
Honestly, it like in a few of our podcasts, it's been a topic of conversation specifically because the people that we've had on have done really well on TikTok. So with this, we want to talk to you about what your version of the, you know, quote unquote success story is for your TikTok.
Well, I mean, like I said, my answers are going to be pretty boring. Probably. I have almost nothing to do with it. So the whole secret of success in TikTok, I got nothing for you. It was pretty much, well, so obviously you can make your sounds available on TikTok for people to use. And so like it'd been quite like at first it was like a couple hundred people were using the Halloween song for their videos and stuff here and there. And that was cool. But then there was this one girl specifically, I should have pulled up her name beforehand. I knew you were going to ask. But she's great. And I'm being terrible right now. But she shared so most of the people that had done it, they did it without like saying like, oh, go check this person out or whatever. But this girl specifically just was in her car and she had a pretty decent following at the time. And she was like, you know, I have to say it. This is such a good version. Like everybody needs to check this out. And I'm not joking. It went from 0 to 1,000, like to 1 million, actually. Like I went from having like 72 monthly listeners to having 30,000 in less than a month. It was crazy. Awesome. So then, you know, it's just like the snowball effect. Everything kind of just went from there. So.
And you know what? I think, how do I say this? To anybody out there that's listening about, you know, trying to find the secret to TikTok, trying to find the secret to success or that one gold nugget, the answer is it's not out there.
No, you just do.
Keep doing you. And you've probably heard this a million times. And honestly, it's probably discouraging. You know, like when somebody says, keep doing what you do, keep being yourself. It's like, well, what the fuck? That's what I've been doing this whole time and nothing's working.
Yeah,
like, I've been
so
there.
Things.
Like, but that's the honest to God truth. There's no secret. There's no, you know, there's no like hidden gem, gold nugget. There's no freaking, you know, treasure at the end of the rainbow. Just do you, stay true to who you are and keep grinding. It's that simple because most people's success stories are there was this one time.
Yeah.
Right. And that one time is well, and that one time isn't going to happen if you stop or if you just stay stagnant. So just keep doing what you do. And I know that might sound discouraging to you guys out there, but just keep going. It'll work. It will. Pat, I'm gonna have you take the next question because I want to hear your voice.
I was gonna do it. I was ready. I was gonna go. So I see that you do like vocal covers as well. I've been seeing a lot of other artists doing this lately as well. Do you feel like this is a good tool for up and coming artists to like utilize?
I think that at least for me, the reason I do vocal covers, and I would imagine a lot of other people do, it's not necessarily like, oh, this vocal cover is going to be like the thing that gets me big. It's that you're giving consistent like content.
Right.
And so that people are consistently saying like, oh, look at this person, they did this new thing. And now you're subscribed and you're not forgetting, or you're wanting to stay like notified. And, you know, so it's helping you ultimately, like when you come out with your next song, people are already, you know, they have that attention span of going like every week I've seen this new thing and now their new music video came out and everybody swarms to it and you're like, yeah. So that's kind of my intention at least. So
Absolutely.
I would imagine most people are doing the same deal. Some people, you know, that's like their thing, you know,
right.
Vocal covers and whatnot. But at least for me, that's kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, bring it right back.
Yeah. Coming off the huge response of your cover of This Is Halloween, and I know we talked about this a little bit, but do you feel like this has helped garner more attention to your original music?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Talk to me about that. Like, what is that like? So you said that you went from like 72 monthly listeners on Spotify, and now you're at over 30,000. And, you know, the big question is like, oh, can I retain those followers, right? Can I keep them listening to my original stuff? So from your perspective, for something or for someone that's actually happening to, like, walk us through that. How is that affecting your original music?
Well, I mean, I would say it's just like, for most people, you need that one thing that gets everybody to turn their head and go like, this is what
like puts a foot in the door.
Yeah, exactly. So before that, I had all of my songs had under 1,000 listens, like everything. And I don't have that much going on. I have like, I think 4 on there total.
Yeah.
And, but they were all under 1,000. And then that hit. And now I don't even know where they're at actually right now, but it's definitely not that. And, but I mean, like I said, it's good to stay consistent, and you're going to want to like ride onto that whole wave. Hopefully,
right.
You know, that's why
trying to maintain.
Yeah.
So with that said, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, if you don't have anything to put out, then it's obviously gonna start declining unless people are like, everybody heard your stuff already. What are you gonna do? You know?
So with that said, and I know, Pat, that this is gonna come out of as a curveball because it's not on our Google Doc sheet that we always cheat with. Oh my God! Oh no!
He's going off script.
So, like, with that said, and I know this is something that I've felt similarly. What kind of pressure does that put on you to release another song now?
A lot. Like a lot, like immensely. Like, I'll do whatever I got to do to get something. And obviously, like, the people that I prefer to work with, you can only do so much because they are so booked up, and you have to essentially wait your turn and everything. But that pressure that you get in your brain is like overwhelming. You have to do it now, because what if you miss your window and like all of this stuff. It's so hard to keep people's attention on something that you've been working on for so long. And when you see, like, for the first time, something kind of just like go noticed, like very, very noticed, you're like, oh my God, we got to keep going. We got to do whatever we got to do. And vocal covers are great and everything, and they're helping to an extent, but like, trying to get out that next song is so important, and specifically to me. So I would imagine multiple other people are the same way.
Yeah.
So it is very, very stressful. And I've been trying to like reach out to people, work with other people, do whatever I can to get the progress going faster.
Yeah. And like, you know, I guess like I have an interesting perspective on that, just because of like, you know, you and I basically know each other because of my older brother, Nate, being in Archers and all the stuff that they do, because they put out really good originals, and they're pretty known for like slaying covers, right? They do really well. So like, I've been able to talk to him a little bit too about like the pressures of releasing a new single. And that's one thing that I don't think anybody that I've talked to about it has been able to overcome, because it's always that nagging in the back of your head. Like, I gotta keep going. So with what you were saying, it's, from what I understand, you know, utilizing things like TikTok to do vocal covers or to do YouTube covers, that kind of stuff will help funnel those monthly listeners to keep listening. Is that, am I like understanding a little bit correctly?
It's pretty much just to kind of give somebody something for the time being and not have them lose interest or forget, because, you know, the human attention span is like
so short,
pretty limited.
Doesn't matter.
If you're not on content, you're easy to forget about, easy to disappear.
And that's so hard too, because now you have to like develop a brand. You know, you have to like, and that's an odd situation that if you're not ready for, it's going to hit you like a freight train. And, you know, something that I've talked to some of my friends who are in bands and everything. And, you know, the big idea is like, we want to get signed to a record label, right? And that sounds awesome. That, like, more power to you. But the big question that I was asked once a while ago that still like rings in my ears is, are you ready to sign to a label? Like, if just, you know, you and your local band that is playing down at your your VFW, what happens if, an A&R rep is there going, I want to sign you, right? Like, not saying it's going to happen, but it happens. I want to sign you. Are you actually ready for it? Yep. Because how many bands are being shelved? How many bands are being pushed to the sidelines? How many people are like getting this dream, quote unquote, of signing to a label and then kind of just being pushed away because they're not ready for it? So with that said, like, what kind of advice would you give to somebody who is trying to be ready for it now that, if anybody's out there listening that has a new TikTok success story, what kind of advice would you give to them about developing their brand so that way when a label does approach them, they're ready for it? Oh, did we lose her?
Yeah, it actually does look like we did.
Uh-oh. Man, that was a good question too. God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, Pat, why don't you answer the question? We'll get her back here soon.
Yeah. Well, what was the question?
Honestly, just about for you guys, even for Cities Never Sleep, like that branding notion.
It's tough because you have to have everybody on board, and that's the hardest part. Because if you try to do everything yourself, or if one person tries to do everything, it gets really exhausting. It's daunting, and it can also, cause a rift. Also, like within your band, if the one person is doing all of the stuff,
yeah,
because it's just like, you start to have all these thoughts about, well, what do I need you guys for? Or
yeah,
and I don't think anyone's ever really ready for
right, like this elusive readiness that we can all of a sudden just like be good, and as far as my understanding goes, like each contract is going to be different, each version is going to be different. It's going to be tailored or catered to what you can offer the label or what they can offer you, and there's got to be pushback on some things and there's got to be give on other things. And again, like we were saying before, there's no right way, but and being prepared, I guess might be the right term, like being not ready, but like prepared for that opportunity to come to happen.
I feel like it's okay. So if you want to be on a record label, like that's your gig, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Then I feel like you have to do all the research, all the preparation as if you were going to do it all by yourself. Because if you don't do that, then you're not going to know what they're saying. And then you're just going to get trapped in like a Victory Records situation.
Right.
Let's
name drop that real quick because of a day to remember is worth more than anyway.
But we
got it back.
There's lots of things like that. And those were a lot of issues that, lots of bands had, especially, a few years ago, that lots of bands were having those kinds of issues. And
absolutely,
if you are just going on and signing any kind of, you're like, well, I just want to be on a record label. Well, they're going to take it.
Can you see
Hi,
me?
She's back. I did it.
Okay. I have, it's me. It's my internet. I have the worst internet.
That's all right. I had Pat answer the question, so you didn't miss much.
Okay, good. Because it's really bad.
That's all right. You know what? We just keep on trekking. And if that, hey, you know what? That in and of itself is a little lesson. Never, don't sweat the small things, everybody. Just keep it going.
Just keep it swimming. Just
keep swimming. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. Unless I get sued. Anyway, so basically, I guess my summarized version of my question to you, Izzy, would be, what's your advice for somebody who's trying to get signed to a record label like that? That's their goal. How would you advise them to prepare? Because I don't know, Pat and I were talking while you were gone about, you're never really ready. So instead of saying how to get ready for it, more so, what can you do to prepare for that opportunity to arise?
Hold on, sorry, give me 1 second.
No, you're good.
So I'm so sorry. My gosh, I'm trying to make sure our internet doesn't cut out again. Yeah, I put it on a different one. So anyways, what do I think that you could do to prepare yourself on platforms to be ready if a label presents something to you, like an offer?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
That was phrased better than the way I phrased it.
I'm just making sure. I mean, obviously you gotta want to have, okay, most of the time, at least from, experience of seeing other bands and stuff, I myself clearly am not on a label or anything of the sort, but I think advice wise, it's best to kind of have everything already preset. A lot of labels aren't going to sit here and look for you to they're not, I hate to say it, but they're not going to go, I see potential in them. And just because you sound good, you have to be a good business person. You have to be able to control your platforms on every single one. You have to already have a really good, solid reputation, because they're basically giving you a loan, and they are assuming that by giving you this loan, that your product is going to sell so good that they're going to make money off of it, including what they gave you, interest off of everything. So as far as keeping your platforms up, consistency is really good. I mean, even if it's I'd say for me, for instance, I wouldn't necessarily consider my situation a pro in that type thing. It's more, you would have more of a better presentation by showing consistency of you've been doing all of these things and you've consistently done it, and you're not depending off of other people or other outside sources to do it for you, because you already gained yourself so much of a following on your own. And it's going to make it a lot easier for a label to basically make money off of you.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, as far as the labels getting it's really hard to be the star child of a label. So you have to pick your poison on what you're aiming for. You can't just go, oh, I got signed to a label and then that you won,
Yeah.
You're trying to get signed to something that works for you, regardless if it's it could be the biggest label in the whole world, but you're the littlest band on the label. You're going to get treated so if
right. Dog water, literal dog water.
Exactly. So it's not only what you can sounds so ridiculous, you can do for your country, what you can do for the label is what the label can also do for you, so
yeah, no, absolutely. And with that, there's a couple points that I wanted to make before we move on to our next segment. For anybody out there listening, understand that when a label approaches you, you hold all the cards when it comes to your music. Until you sign that piece of paper, you hold all the cards when it comes to your music. So if it's something that you don't think is for you, don't do it. Don't take it up on it. You hold the cards until you sign that piece of paper. Secondly, whenever a contract is presented in front of you, that's when the real work starts. Doesn't matter what kind of contract. Doesn't matter if you signed a management. That's when the work starts. That manager gets to you to a label and they hand you a contract and you sign it. That's when the real work starts. You know what I mean? You will never be able to sit back, relax, and go, I made it, until you are financially free from all of it. It doesn't happen. Make sure that you are willing to work your ass off to achieve what you're looking for. And 3, get a freaking lawyer. Please don't sign anything without any kind of don't sign anything if you have no knowledge about how contracts or legalities work. Please get a lawyer. And with that, is there anything else, any kind of advice that you'd like to add to anybody out there listening right now when it comes to music or trying to make it in the music industry?
I mean, figure out your goal. Ultimately, I would say that a lot of offers and stuff with labels, sometimes it's beneficial for you and sometimes it might not be, say, for instance, for me, I'm the worst, at promoting my own stuff, absolutely the worst. And it would do really good things to be under a contract of me paying out so much money or whatever for this label to help me with promotional type of stuff with my music, because that's my weakness. However, it might not be the case. You can be a band that's just 100% great at everything you do, and you don't need to put yourself in debt with a label, and you can continuously make profit all to you 100%, and you don't need anybody's help. Like it's probably some bands, it's better to not be on a label in general. So just know your goal, know your reason, and then go from there. Like think to yourself, like, what do you need help in, and how would this label help you or be a disadvantage? Just figure that out before you make any big decisions, because the goal isn't just to get signed and now you made it. Like you said, getting signed to a label is strictly to help you succeed if you need the help. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So it's just a piece of paper.
Awesome.
Otherwise.
Well, thank you. All right. We're going to take a quick break and go to commercial, and we'll be right back with our next segment.
Hey, everybody. This is Pat.
And this is Bear with Where Did All My Friends Go? A pop punk podcast about life in the music industry. And we are really excited to let you guys know that we are on every single social media platform that you can possibly think of. Well, probably not everyone, but all the major ones. Pat, give us a list of which ones we're on.
You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, all the good stuff. And all of it is at the same tag. Unsigned Pop Punk. Unsigned Pop Punk?
Oh my god.
Unsigned Pop Punk.
Did I hear you say Twitch in there too?
Twitch in there too. Unsigned Pop Punk.
That's awesome. Guys, we're really excited because we just released our Twitch, and we cannot wait to see you there. And we're back. All right, Izzy, again, we want to thank you so much for being here. Are you ready for this next segment?
Let's do it.
This is where it gets really fun. If you haven't been having an absorbent amount of fun already. This is our obscure question segment.
Man.
Air horn. I'll find an air horn on Splice.
Yeah.
Right, Pat, go ahead and take the first question. I'll take the next, and then you close us out.
For sure. Yeah. So like this is, like I said, this is where we stop being serious and we just try to have a little bit of fun now. Okay. So first question, super important, probably the most important question you'll be asked this month. Do you think that Bear and I should start a new metal band? And would you be a part of it with us?
A new metal?
A new metal band. A new metal band.
Yeah, only if I play bass and get to scream. There you
Absolutely. What would our name be? Like if you had to come up with a name like right now, what would it be?
Ooh.
Oh gosh, can I put one out there that I just thought of?
Absolutely, you can.
Scarf down.
Scarf down. All right. First album is called Nachos.
Haven't been sitting on that, I swear. Just came up to me.
I just thought of it now.
It was right now.
Beautiful. It was That's honestly perfect.
It is. It literally is. And we're gonna have like a chicken scratch like metal logo. That's barely legible. Yeah. All right. When you're at a movie theater, which armrest do you use?
I think the most important thing is which one is actually yours.
Oh, wait, she froze. Did you hear it?
No, yeah. Okay. No, I sat back.
Okay, you're good. When you're at a movie theater, which armrest is yours? She's just like over here, like visually trying to like figure out which one it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's a real thing though,
Yeah.
Like
I'm scared of that.
That's a power move.
I sit weird in chairs, so I don't know. I like sit like Indian style in chairs constantly. So
well, I mean, let's say you go to a theater like by yourself. This is the first time you're just like, F it, I'm gonna go see a movie by myself. Said no one ever, but you're gonna do lonely. That. And it's packed, and you got a person on each side, and they all want to put both of their arms up too. So which one is yours? You got to fight for it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just really depends on the other person. I'm not that picky. No armrest. I'll just sit all weird like a child with my hands in my face while I'm sitting cross-legged. It doesn't really matter.
You know what? That brings up another great question.
I don't know. I'm not so demanding.
You're not so demanding. I am. Like, I will force my way. I don't even care. But that brings up another great question is when you're on a flight, are you an aisle person with extra leg room, or are you a window person with the armrest?
I definitely like the aisle. I have to pee a lot. So I don't like having to climb over people. So I want to be right there so I can just get up.
I got you.
Yeah, definitely prefer it. I don't really care about the leg room. It's just I don't want to be inconvenient.
That's very.
She doesn't
want to
have any kind of pee scares, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, oh, sorry, excuse me, I got to get past you for the 15th time today.
Because then
someone's sitting there like watching their free in-flight movie, and you have to be like knock on them so they take out their earbuds. Like, well, can I help you?
Yeah, because then you got then it's a whole other question if you go, you know, crotch or butt.
Yeah.
There's just there's so many issues. Might as well just take the aisle.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely aisle. That's for every reason possible.
I gotcha.
Speaking of movies, though, the movie theaters, have you ever been at a movie where you've been like verbally yelled at for talking, or have you done the yelling?
I haven't been yelled at, but I'm definitely loud.
Like, are you a shusher?
I'm very.
I'm a shusher.
No, I'm the opposite. I should be shushed, is what I'm saying.
So you're vocal towards the movie.
I don't. Yes, I am very.
Okay. To be fair,
I will yell
there has been a few movies, and like I can only name like one like off the top of my head where I have like verbally out loud like said something to the movie because I was that emotionally attached, and that was Captain America: The Winter Soldier, when he's running around, and he's running around Sam, and he's like, on your left, on your left, on your left, and I verbally went, "You're a dick." And then the whole theater just laughed. I was like, "Oh, that was a good one." Okay.
That's okay. That's one of the good ones. There's
I feel like it adds to it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the experience, not the movie. Fuck that. I'm not going to add to Marvel. They know what they're doing.
There's this one movie I went to.
Yeah. I've had like at least. Oh, hello.
What?
You good?
You got delay. Let's do it. What were you saying, Izzy? Pat's not important.
No. We're good.
No, go ahead. I'm waiting.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just saying that like I said, I'm a shusher. I don't pay to listen to you bear in a theater.
That's fair.
But there's these little pissant kids that were in this one movie, and we went to. It was a horror movie. Wanted to watch it. Wanted to be scared. I didn't want to listen to little kids be little buttholes. So everyone was like yelling at him to like shut up because they're being super awful. And so I got up and I went and sat next to him. And I was like, do I need to sit here for the entire movie, or are you going to shut the fuck up?
And I thought Izzy taking 2 armrests was a power move. What the fuck? Dude, I don't know if I have the balls. That's it, Pat. Anytime I'm going to see a movie, you're coming with.
Why? So I could be like, shut
he'll say. Yeah, I know. He's talking to us though.
Shit.
Right, like he's reading us out because you and I are screaming at the movie. That's what's happening.
I know. At least it's at the movie though. It's not like I'm not someone who goes and I'm like, oh, let me pull up my phone real quick or like stuff like that. I just get very, very invested in movies. Like,
or like you're not having a conversation with somebody on the other side of the freaking aisle. Like for me, if it's involved in the movie, that's fine. Like if you if you're like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened, that's fine.
It depends on what it is. I agree. I completely agree. I'm not like, this old curmudgeon that's just like, were you kids? You shut up. I'm not like that, but it's just like if you're being a little bastard, I'm going to shut you up.
That's going on a t-shirt. If you're being a little bastard, I'm gonna shut you up.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely yelled at the movie before as well. So
fair enough.
Yes, sometimes you can't like not yell.
That's fair. Pat, are you ready for the next segment?
Yes. I forgot.
he wasn't. I wasn't ready.
I am. Right?
I've been ready my whole life.
Let me just pull up the Google Doc here real quick.
I came out of the womb and I grabbed my fucking little thingy and I was like, ripped it, and I said, I'm ready.
I don't like the way you said that, but you said it, so it's in there.
Yep, that was perfect. Everyone definitely knows what you were talking about when you
absolutely
said
that, sure.
Umbilical cord. That's what I was.
That's what it is. Okay,
that's what it was. Umbilical cord.
Yeah, Pat. Okay.
I grabbed my wee Willy Wonka and I said, "Bing, I'm ready."
I don't like that. I'm uncomfy.
So, our next segment is called Rapid Fire Questions. Okay, so now we're shooting from the hip. You know, no thinking. Speak from the heart. Speak true. I will ask you. We will give you options, and you just tell us truthfully which one it is, and that's it.
All right.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Pizza or tacos?
Pizza.
Blink-182 or Green Day?
Green Day.
Travel or stay inside?
Travel.
Introvert or extrovert?
Depends on the day.
Favorite shade of red?
Ruby red.
Nice. Ice cream or frozen yogurt?
Frozen yogurt.
You're done. You did it.
Yogurt. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you like justify that? Because like, I need to understand.
What frozen yogurt?
Yeah,
Dude,
why frozen yogurt over ice cream?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, like
absolutely.
I like both, but like why that one over ice cream?
I don't have a big sweet tooth, so if I get frozen yogurt, it's usually like tart tasting, like a sherbet almost feel to it. It's usually like the vanilla frozen yogurt definitely has way more of a tart taste to it. I can't like sometimes ice cream's too overbearing with sugar, so.
No,
yeah, it'll be like
fair.
frozen yogurt
That's fair.
with fruit, you know.
Honestly, like that's good. I get it. That makes sense.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
thanks for your approval there, Bear.
No, you're welcome. Like it's worth something apparently.
He's like, well, you're insane. So could you explain to me why?
Well, basically, like I was just sitting here, like I mean, because
based on your final answer, you're a monster.
You're a monster. Get out of here real quick.
Those are some nice shades you got there.
Thanks. I know people can't see this, but I just put on sunglasses because I'm embarrassed.
Your future's so bright, you got to wear shades, bud.
That was both cheesy and like kind of sweet.
Oh my god,
you're so sweet. Why are all of us band dudes like gay? Like I love it, but it's genuinely a question that I'm like curious. It's like, are we like gay lovers for the boys, or are we actually just straight for the girls? And that keeps me up at night because I don't know.
That's okay though. You don't have to know. Just live the best life and love.
Just love,
everything.
Yes,
everything, man.
I love it, and yes, it's awesome. Because like I think about that a lot. I'm like really gay. Like.
Here's the thing, man.
I love it.
Here's the thing. I'm just a lover of loving love. All right.
Absolutely. That was well said. But like, here's something that the podcast that probably doesn't need to know, but is going to hear now. Okay. So like, of Brighter Skies, my band, and Archers, we're really, really good friends. But the weird thing is my older brother is the vocalist for Archers. And so there's not only like friends there, but like it's like we're friends, but we're like family. And like we've gotten like gay, like when we tour together, like we'll say some like when I'm talking to like Porter or something, I'm just like, hey buddy, like you wanna, and then like just because like Nate and I are so used to chiming in, we'll chime in on each other's and we're like, no, wait a minute. And like we'll look at each other like,
We're like, we crossed the line. It's so okay. Funny. I mean,
because like it used to be like I don't know, it was just really funny because at this point like we just look at each other and we're just like, yeah, that was dumb.
Like something's totally up here, but we're fine.
It's so funny. Or I can tell you about. Did I ever tell you about the time that like I pretend to be Nate? Did I tell you about that?
Me?
Yeah.
You told me.
Pat, did I ever tell you that?
Yeah.
I think you've told us on this podcast.
Have I told you guys on the podcast? We'll figure it out.
I definitely have.
What if I didn't? I just like leave it at that.
You're like, sorry. No
did I just? I guess you'll never know.
Did I ever tell you the time where I pretend to be your brother?
No, and now I want to know.
No, I didn't. But
you don't even know.
It didn't happen.
It never happened, you silly wumpus.
Shut the fuck up.
That's why I got you.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, this has been a very fun podcast. All right. Well, Izzy, thank you so much for being on this podcast. We've had an absolute blast. I hope you've had a blast, and we'd love to have you on again. Right when you right before you release your song, you should hit us up. This could be extra promo for you because we're a really, really big deal. And the one person that's listening to this podcast, which is probably my mom, also thinks we're a big deal too. So if you ever want to just promote your stuff, just let me know. That said, right now, plug your brand, plug your band, plug your music, plug your social media. Where can we find Izzy Reign?
Should be on literally everything. I don't use Twitter, but it's on there. I don't suggest you follow me on that because I will literally never look at it. But it's all just Izzy Reign on everything. I mean, like Facebook, it's like my personal one and my music page. Both are Izzy Reign, so you really can't miss it. You'll find one if you find the other.
There you go.
That's fair. Can't miss it.
That's the other thing I didn't think about it. It's kind of weird. Just make sure it's REIGN, not rain like rainfall. So it's rain like rule.
Like Izzy Reign like rule. Because that's all we are, is miserable peasants in your presence. I can.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
You know your place.
Miserable
No, I'm just kidding.
peasants in your presence. Man, that flows. I like that.
Wow.
That's a shirt.
I'll put that in my next song.
I took an English class in high school because it was mandatory.
I'm pretty sure everybody took English.
You're right. Like, I'm not special.
I mean,
everybody has to take one, right? Like, I'm not just
who's you, big guy? Who's you?
Who's you? All right. Again, Izzy, we want to thank you so much for being on the podcast. Pat, this has been fun as always. It's always pretty fun.
Yeah.
I think. He's like not answering.
Definitely can say fun.
Yeah, you just keep talking there, big guy.
Yeah. Well, someone's got it. If you're just gonna stay silent and make me feel like a piece of shit.
You're not.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your affirmation. Well, guys, this has been another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? A podcast about life in the music industry. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you again next week.
See you guys.
This is where our outro plays. That's not what it sounds like, but it's going to be underneath this section. Guitar solo.